that
Have you
group of surfers, really.
Have you got a coach?
Nah.
Well, Smithy's available.
Yeah.
And, mate, he has got some pretty good tactics when it comes to revving people up.
It's true. We can. I'll wake you up with a Tommy Radonicus face slapping marathon straight into a Wim Hof. And then I don't know, I guess like maybe I'll grab you by the feet and just kind of start dunking you in an ice bath, something like that, and then just
fuck, I'll be ready.
And
to go.
but it's the preheat ramp up speech, the Jed's angry preheat ramp up.
Hope you get the lot, you dog. Hey, get back on protection, you mutt. Hey, dog. Oh, sorry.
Take the fucking heads off, mate. It's just going to be like classic 70s rugby league dressing room talk.
That's right. You'll be elbowing people in the back of the head like Terry Richo, the last great South Coast World Tour competitor. I mean, there's been a couple in between, but yeah, I think it's what the tour needs. I think it really plays into the kind of arsenal of the Australian surfing psyche. You know, the Mikey Wright approach with, what was his name there, the Hawaiian Brazilian character, Jesse Mendes, that kind of stuff. You know, just fucking get up his inside, take it off him. It's yours. It's yours to be had.
Fuck, that fight was funny, eh? I watched it and it was just like, oh, here we go. This is epic.
Oh, mate.
You were there in the car park.
Yeah, in the car park. I was just like...
And on quick, too.
Rip his head off. No.
Dude, that must have been an awkward when you all got back to the quickie house.
It was so awkward, yeah. It was pretty weird.
You're staying in the same house.
I was staying with Mikey. I don't know where Jesse was. I think he was somewhere else, but I was with Mikey and it was pretty funny. It was just like one.
What was the chat? Was the chat like, you know, fuck, mate, if we were back in Nowra, I would have fucking spear tackled that.
Apparently he was just getting all death threats from these brazos, and Mikey was just all like, oh, like, you know.
They're good for a couple of Instagram death threats, aren't they?
They're so good for
brazos.
it. Yeah. But it was pretty funny.
They're not the only nationality throwing death threats around on Instagram. Yeah. But, fuck, I'm not into it.
No, I don't like it either. But that would have been fun. Yeah, I reckon. Is there any enforcers on the tour? We always see in every other sport there's someone who is basically running onto the field or walking onto the court or whatever sport it is, and they've got that sort of aggressive demeanour that everyone's a bit petrified of.
Zeke the Freak Lau kind of demeanour.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, who have you found to be like up in your grill? And I mean like to the point where it feels like it could be. You know, the hair on the back of your neck standing up and you're going, fuck, are we going to start throwing down here?
Start throwing?
Yeah. Have you had that go down with anyone?
Not really. Like, Zeke has that demeanour. I mean, I don't think he's that intimidating, to be honest, but he definitely does have that aura around him that's like...
If he's listening, he's just written your name down. He's right. This
in the black book.
But, yeah, I mean, with the whole priority stuff these days, it's so hard to have that kind of scary, you know, I'm scary. But like back in the day, it would have been so much gnarlier.
Yeah. But even with, like, I mean, Sonny Garcia obviously was like a guy who everyone just, you know, tried to stay well clear of before, you know, even paddling out.
Not Neco. Neco wanted it.
Yeah, he wanted it. He was backing himself.
Yeah.
But I mean, there just seems to be a lot more sort of tough men, hard men. And that goes for the women's tour too. There was a couple of ladies on the women's tour in the 90s who were just ruthless. I think one of the great pro surfing Donnybrooks was Trudy, Todd and Sam Cornish in the dunes before a heat at Snapper.
Before a heat?
Mate, they bashed each other and it was on the front page of the Gold Coast Bulletin.
You're joking. What a scoop.
Wow.
Full-blown brawl. That's so
Full-blown
good.
punch-up.
But then what happens like during the heat? Well, they just smack each other and then both paddle out together and sit together in a heat for 20 minutes and try and beat each other again.
Well, you know what? Just off the top of my head, have you got a favourite pro surfing, you know, throwdown? The Andy Mick one is pretty
that's iconic,
iconic.
On the beach in France. I like that there was 2 stages to that. The conclusion being at the ASP banquet at the end of the year, settled on a building site, of course, around the corner from the ASP banquet, and that presided over by, I think it was Eddie Rothman and a few of the other local heavies, but Nudes Webster, I think, hiding in a pile of cement with a shovel, waiting to back up Mick if he needed it. But the Ginger Ninja needs no help.
No, well,
that's one of the greats.
I think there was a Potts and Gerlach. I don't know if they actually punched on, but in one of the old Sarge movies, maybe he gets his board and shoves it. Potts gets his board and shoves it through Gerlach's board mid heat. as they're going around a priority boy and stuff like that. So, yeah, there was a bit of a flare up every now and again.
I also liked Sonny Garcia versus Burleigh. Thought that was a good one.
Is Jeremy Flores involved in that?
I believe
somewhere as well.
That was crazy.
Jeremy doesn't mind sort of like getting his back up.
He's pretty fiery.
Yeah,
he's like an Aussie French guy. I reckon he's as Aussie as a French guy comes. I reckon.
Yeah, well, he grew up. He went to high school over here, didn't he?
Yeah,
pretty sure on the
spent some time in Avalon.
northern beaches.
Yeah, loves the beers, loves the hanging out with the boys and fucking just ripping in. Sick.
Who's like the someone on tour, Connor, who I don't know, maybe the rest of the world doesn't know just how good a bloke they are. Is Jeremy one of those guys?
Jeremy's definitely one of them guys, yeah.
He can come off a little bit sort of, with that French, with that look down your nose, sort of arrogance.
The Joanne
arrogance
look,
that they've got. Yeah.
He's got
Joanne's like that as well, actually. He's fucking one of the best blokes ever. I feel like the Joanne and Jeremy are like the two guys that I got along with really easily for people that you don't really know that well. Like,
it's
they cop a bit of a bad rap, don't they? The French. It's perhaps unfair.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Why do they?
I don't know. I think they mostly have beef with the geezers across the channel.